Hi there. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday, but we're back on our 31 days of yoga. So, today we are starting for Sun Salutations. We're going to do all of the poses we learned last week, and we're going to put them all together in our Sun Flow A. So, here we go. Standing in Tadasana, hands wide, rooting through your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, all joints stacked on top of each other, bringing your belly button back to your spine, softening your lower ribs, tucking your your tailbone, hands wide. Raise your arms above your head. You're going to dive down to your forward fold. From here, you're going to halfway lift, broadening your shoulders, rolling them onto your rib cage, opening up at your collarbone, and opening your sit bones wide. Exhale. You're going to step back to plank. Remember, if plank is too hard, knees are always okay. Exhale, lower down to chaturanga. Keep those elbows tight. We're going to move up into cobra. And exhale to down dog. Take a couple breaths here. You could pedal out if you haven't been in down dog today. Bend your knees, sitting bones to the sky. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Check your hands. Are your wrists parallel to the front of your mat? Are your fingers spread and grounding into the ground? And even if you can't get your heels to the floor, you can pretend there is an imaginary force drawing through the center of your heel. You can bend your knees as you open up and stretch. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, bend your knees and step to the front of your mat. And inhale into a forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands above your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sun Salutation A. We're going to run through it with no words, just so you can see the movement of the flow. So that is Sun A. All of the poses you've learned, a couple key actions I want you to remember is when you're in Tadasana, that you're really rooting down, like everything that you have is rooting down through the balls of your feet and the center of your heel. Lift your toes, check yourself to make sure you're equally balanced. Make sure your belly button is bringing back to your spine. Shoulder blades are rolled onto your back. Those are true for every pose you're in, whether you're in plank or standing in Tadasana. Always roll your shoulders back onto your ribs, and always root down through your feet. So, those are your Sun A. Enjoy, practice them. It's a great way to start your morning. And in most classes when you walk in, they're going to do that Sun A 1 or 2 times before they actually go into a flow. So it's a great starting point. I'm going to show you one more pose, and this is child's pose. It's a really nice resting point when you may be tired or it might be something you're not comfortable doing. It's a nice safe place and a good stretch. So for child's pose, you're going to come to your hands and knees, toes together, knees wide, pushing your hips back to rest on your heels or as close as you can. You can roll a blanket and put it in between your legs so you have a resting point. Or you can roll a blanket and put it in between your chest and your mat. Arms forward as far as they will go. Head resting on the ground. Again, feel free to use a prop. This is a supportive position. So if you want to roll a blanket, a pillow, a bolster, anything you have in your house, that will help you open up your chest, give you some stretch, and make it comfortable for you to rest in. And you really want to push your hips to rest on your feet. So it's great to be in an active child's pose where you're pushing the mat away from you and pushing your hips back. you'll get a really nice stretch. If your shoulders aren't open and it's not comfortable to have your arms over your head, feel free to rest your arms at the sides. Forehead on the ground, or forehead on a blanket. Whichever is the most comfortable place for you. So, you now have Sun Salutation A and Child's Pose for resting. That's a great way to start the week. We have more days to come. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.